I never threw any of it out. Some of my girlfriends now, they get mad at their boyfriend or husband or whoever. They throw away everything that reminds them of him. Burn it up, tear it to pieces, whatever. As mad as I got at T, I never threw out any of the things that made me remember him. Part of me wanted to forget he ever happened. But another part of me wouldn't let go of the hope that it would all work out in the end. Corey and Malcolm mean everything to me. And it's because of them I get so mad at T. I just want what's best for them, and sometimes I don't know if their father realizes how important he is to their happiness. But T's been doing a good job with them since I moved to Manhattan. Now I miss them more than I ever imagined. And I know I have to be with them again. And if that means taking T back, well, stranger things have happened. Miles is probably T's best friend. He's smart, and I think he has good intentions, but he always seems to be getting into trouble and bringing T down with him. He owns a dive bar called The Underground, and that was where T got into that fight that sent him to jail. I always wondered what part Miles played in all that. I tried so hard to keep T away from influences that would bring us down, but I didn't have much luck. I remember the smell of Eastern even from the outside. It seemed like forever they kept us waiting outside in the rain. Standing there, seeing the other women visiting their men. I just got mad. How could T have brought us this low? When I got inside, it was so cold. I remember the look on T's face when I told him it was over, that I needed a divorce. He looked at me like I had betrayed him. And I told him he had done it to all of us. T once drew a picture of his cell in Eastern and sent it to me. He said he didn't want my pity. He just wanted me to understand what he was going through. While he was locked away, he had a long time to reflect on what had happened. And I think he learned a few things. When he came out, he was a new man. Now the boys came first in his life. I hated he ever went to Eastern, but the way he came out almost made it worth it. The Garvey Children's Home sounds so innocent, but I think it was filled with little monsters. T never told me much about this place, but I learned about it when he would wake up screaming at night. He'd be yelling that he just wanted to be left alone. One day when we were out for a walk, we passed it by accident, and T stopped cold. He turned around, said we had to go home. If there was one building I could burn to the ground. T has this thing, and I've never seen anything like it. I mean, anyone can tell you that he has some problems controlling his anger, but this goes way beyond that. When he was working at the gym sparring one time, I saw him lay into some guy like a madman. After a minute, T seemed to snap out of it, pulling back just in time. If he hadn't, I think he might have killed that other guy. It's like he becomes something else entirely. Blackmore. I hate even writing his name down. Now I know it was him. Whether T was guilty of what happened at Miles's bar, I'm not sure. But I know it wouldn't have happened without Blackmore. And the things Blackmore said to me about the boys? It's one thing being king drug dealer, or whatever he is, but Blackmore takes evil to another level. He's almost too evil to be real, and I've never even seen him in the flesh. The gazebo is where T and I met, and I know it's silly, but just looking at a photo of it makes me wonder. What if that gazebo had been somewhere else? Somewhere far from Baltimore, far from the junkies, far from Blackmore? What if it had been in some small town somewhere out in the country, a million years ago? We would have stepped out of that gazebo into a world that would have let us have our life, had our dream, had our happiness. I still wonder.